Alright, Mad Max Fury Road. Let's see who the director of this movie is. Oh yeah, George Miller. What else has he done? Happy Feet? This guy did Happy Feet. What else has he done? Babe? He made movies about a talking pig and a dancing penguin? The director of this. And this. Made this. I mean, what's next? You're gonna tell me he's 70 years old? What? So Mad Max Fury Road takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where the world is pretty much just one big desert. And then you have Max, played by Tom Hardy. He's a loner in this world, and then he gets mixed up with something that Charlize Theron is doing, and shenanigans ensue. And when I mean shenanigans, I mean the most crazy movie I've ever seen.
Did I mention that it's crazy? 'Cause it is.
What other word can you use to describe this movie except for crazy? There might be one other word to describe this movie, and it's awesome, because this movie is awesome. The hype is real, my friends. Oh yes, the hype is real. Let's start with the fact that this movie is visually stunning. It may be some of the best cinematography I've ever seen, and the color palette really matches the movie. It's just the way that they filmed the desert and the colors they put on it is so gorgeous. It's a beautiful movie to watch, and it makes the whole thing more atmospheric. So nice job, Mr. Cinematographer. I don't know your name. And in the landscape of movies nowadays, where most blockbusters rely on CG, it's so refreshing to see practical effects. When you see a real car that's actually tumbling, you're like, oh this is real. I actually feel as though that these characters are in danger. Because I feel like in most action movies nowadays, I don't feel the danger of the main characters. You really feel as though in this movie that anybody could die at any point. What's the over-under of the amount of cars that were destroyed in the making of this movie? I'm saying upwards of 100. The movie does feel atmospheric because of the cinematography, but you also have to give its props to the set designs, costume designs, and makeup. It's really those three things that really set up this amazing world. I'm telling you, Mad Max has some Oscar-worthy production designs. If this movie's not nominated at all for any design productions, I'll be very pissed off. I mean, not as pissed off as I am already because they didn't nominate the Lego Movie. But let's talk about the biggest positive of this movie, the action. This movie is 2 hours of action, and I never felt any fatigue. And the reason why is because the action never felt repetitive in this movie. They always had new ideas, scenarios, weapons, places that always made the action feel fresh. When your action is fresh, it never feels repetitive. When it's not repetitive, you never feel fatigue. And that is why the action in this movie is brilliant and better than any other action out there nowadays. And you gotta give props to the editing and the choreography. It only enhanced the action even more. And my last positive for Mad Max Fury Road is the fact that this movie is all about women power. It's so awesome to see women kicking ass in action movies. We need more of that in Hollywood, people. I mean, to be honest, it's the ladies doing most of the kick-assery in this movie. And when it comes to cons, the ones I have are mostly nitpicks, but I still need to talk about them. I think there's some characters in this movie that were in the other Mad Max movies that I didn't know. There are some villains that just pop up and you don't know anything about them, and I'm presuming those are because they're from the other Mad Max movies. I do get the fact that it's fan service, but I just didn't know who those characters were. And in this movie, Charlize Theron is rescuing 5 women, and for the most part, those 5 actresses do very well, including Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, you know, the girl from Transformers Dark of the Moon. And when it came to those 5 actresses, I did feel like that they were overacting a lot. And lastly, there's this device of Tom Hardy. He has these quick flashbacks about his daughter. It's in the movie a lot, and there really isn't a payoff for it. I felt like that they were going somewhere with that device, but they didn't really do anything with it. It's just there. And once again, I do get that it's fan service, but you also have to make sure you don't isolate the newcomers. So Mad Max Fury Road is one of the craziest movies of the entire year, with the best action, cinematography, and production value of 2015. You throw in great performances by Tom Hardy and a badass Charlize Theron, and this movie gets a 5 out of 5 reels. Oh, Charlize Theron, why'd you have to do A Million Ways to Die in the West last year? What did you guys think of Mad Max Fury Road? Make sure to comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit me up on Twitter at my website, brendanhasablog.wordpress.com. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Brendan Weissman. Peace!